Hello, I'm Andrew Ogun. I'm Agent for Change at the Arts Council of Wales, the head of Black Lives Matter Gwent, and also a multidisciplinary artist specializing in poetry, music, and creative direction. That journey does begin to taking ownership and taking responsibility. And I think everybody has to do that. I don't think this is something that's unique to any individual or organization. We have to take responsibility for our own learning, like full stop in any context. You know, that learning journey there's never a point where you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm an expert on this now. No, like the more you learn, the more you realize there's more that you even need to learn. And I think that's the ethos we need to take forward, especially when it comes to, things as complex as race and identity is complicated and it's difficult and it's messy and it's never neat and it can be a journey. So I think you have to embrace the journey and take that ownership, responsibility, and accountability as well. You have to hold yourself accountable. And in the instances of organizations like Arts Council, we're also accountable to our sector, to our stakeholders, to the communities we serve. There's a lot of different people's interest in what we do, and we have to again balance all that without favoriting or platforming anyone else's against anyone else's, which is not always an easy task to do. To me, Audre Lorde comes to mind in terms of that phrase of whether the master's tools could ever dismantle the master's house. I think the difficulty with this is, are you too far gone? Is there a line that you cross in which is very difficult to go back, or in which the kind of the biases are so entrenched that it's actually difficult to remove yourself from that perspective. And I think that's something that's up for debate, because sometimes I communicate with people that don't necessarily hold my views. But some people, I just, yeah, they're stuck in their ways, they're stuck in their mode of thinking. And for whatever reason, whether it's their comfort zone, whether it's all they know, they refuse to engage with kind of alternative realities or alternative ways of thinking. And I think that's where people would struggle. If you're too entrenched or attached to one mode of thinking, then all of this is going to feel uncomfortable, right? Because it's all you know. So I think you need to be able to let go and be willing and open. You have to be open to learn. You have to be open to having your mind changed to change your perspective. But I think we live in a society now where people feel that they have to stick to what they know, because for whatever reason, or people are afraid of whatever reason to change their mind or to change their view. And I think it's never a sign of weakness to admit, oh, actually, what I previously believed doesn't really make sense anymore, or doesn't align with where we currently are. I think that's fine. I think there's more maturity in that than just blindly holding on to your views because you believe, that's the best thing to do. You hold back, you're in your comfort zone or in that safety bubble. So for me, I think can organizations actually break free of how they've worked and previous modes of thinking without kind of significant changes in the actual workforce, or, really significant dedication to unlearning and then relearning? I think it takes a lot of discipline, dedication, and I think it's a long-term game. I think mainly Arts Council have shifted from wanting to be this kind of omnipotent organization that only speaks to the sector, when they've got everything right, or when they believe they've got everything right and everything kind of finalized, to actually being far more transparent and open and saying this is actually a process and we're not always necessarily going to get things right, but this is why we're here. And being open in that there's a vulnerability that comes, and that organizations tend to shy away from just being like, you know what, actually we're not really doing anything to address this, but we are going to, and that's okay. It's okay to be honest about where you are in your journey, your process, because no one's expecting everyone to be at the same point. But we do want you to be transparent. We do want you to be honest. And I think we've tried to adopt that philosophy more in Arts Council, to be like, we've not always got it right, or, we don't always have the answers, but we're here and willing to work with you in a collaborative and co-created manner to get to our desired goals. And so I think that vulnerability and that transparency is a key element of ownership and accountability. In order to be accountable, you have to be transparent. You have to tell people the truth so they can hold you accountable, and also then sing your praises when you do get it right, because it's not all negative. There's a lot of things that I think we do really well, actually, and we don't necessarily always shout about it. And we also got to work on things on that side, like, oh, actually, we need to communicate clearly the things we are doing well as well, not just the things that we need to be criticized or scrutinized for.